Hi, I'm so excited to be here with you on this special occasion, the Black Tie Gala 2020, organized by the Lark Angels Foundation. And in this short video, I'm going to be talking about why it's so important to support this foundation. And I'm also going to be talking about how important it is for people with dementia to get the right stimuli and why that is. My name is Nadine and I'm the founder of Uptimize Coaching, Counselling and Training. I'm a registered clinical counselor, coach and trainer specializing in dementia, stress, overwhelm, trauma and caregiving. And it was about 15 years ago when I started doing my internship as a psychologist in the Netherlands for this large organization. And this organization specialized in dementia, complex care, nursing and community mental health. And I remember one day I was sitting in the living room of a dementia unit, and my job was to really just observe how residents interacted with each other, how staff interacted with the residents, and really get a sense of how things worked in the living room. And I remember everything was really going well, everything was fine, people were engaged, people were having fun. But there was one lady, her name was Angie, that was sitting in the corner, and she was not engaged with anyone at all. She didn't even react to any sounds, nothing. And she was just in her own world, and she seemed very depressed. And all of a sudden, I noticed that she would stand up and started to cry and shake, and she was so upset. It was as if the world in front of her had split apart. And then a nurse ran towards her and tried to reassure her and told her, "Oh, Angie, just sit down. Everything is fine. Why are you so upset?" But Angie didn't respond to any of that, and she continued to cry and shake, and she was so upset. And then the nurse said, "Here, drink your coffee, just sit down. Why are you so upset?" And Angie slapped the coffee on the floor, and it just didn't go well. And in that moment, a long forgotten memory resurfaced. I must have been 5 years old when I would wake up every night crying, upset, and feeling so awful. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I could find a word to describe how I was feeling. Loneliness. I felt so lonely every night. And when I was watching Angie, I realized my deepest fear. And my deepest fear is not getting dementia. My deepest fear is also not a family member getting dementia. And that happened a couple of years later. My dad started to develop dementia. My deepest fear is getting dementia and not being seen or heard anymore. Getting dementia and feeling so lonely because nobody takes you seriously anymore. That was what I realized, my deepest fear. And my deepest fear became my biggest drive to find ways to help people with dementia, to help them feel heard and seen and connected. And over the years, I started to study and learn. I met some of the greatest mentors, people with dementia, professors, experts, and I learned so much. And with all this, what I learned, I developed the experience-centered care with the heart methodology. And in this video, I want to share something really important. We discovered with Angie what was so important was to actually connect with her from the heart, to come into the present moment and forget about all the things, even forgetting about the fact that she had dementia, because you need to connect from the heart and slowly to then calm her down and telling her, "Hey, I'm here for you. I see you. And I'm here for you. You're not alone." And that was what Angie needed to start to calm down and come back. It's so important to adjust your approach, but not just the approach, also the physical environment. Part of that is integrating the right stimuli. And it turns out that the subcortical brain can only process and experience dynamic stimuli, music, touch, smell, anything that stimulates the senses. And this is so important. Anything that creates movement and is not just standing still, which is considered static stimuli. And so if we look at a person with dementia and they're sitting in a living room where there's no stimulation because everybody is gone, going to bed in nursing homes when they're staff is taking other residents to bed, understimulating the person, which can lead to the experience like people experience when they're in solitary confinement. This is very hard for a person to deal with because the brain cannot cope with understimulation. And this is also why solitary confinement is so effective because as a punishment, because it's a terrible experience for people. And this is why I support the Lark Angels. Their mission is to bring the dynamic stimulation into the lives of people with dementia. I would really appreciate you supporting this foundation to help them in their mission to help people with dementia experience more joy and meaning in their lives. Thank you so much.